remember good old 1996? Kobe Bryant got drafted into the NBA, being only 18 years old. In less than a decade, the league made all players spend at least 1 year in college or playing overseas before entering the Professional Basketball League. Welcome to B-Ball TV YouTube channel. What is the problem with the NBA's college requirement? Should it be finally canceled? Will it be canceled soon? Make sure to watch till the end to find out. That rule may be rescinded soon enough, paving the way for today's star high school players to follow in Kobe's footsteps. But before it does, all we have to do is analyze it and conclude all the controversies and questions. As for us, we do see both opportunities and challenges associated with the NBA's collegiate attendance requirement. It all started simple. When the National Basketball Association was first formed in 1946, it didn't let any player join a team until he got 4 years after their high school class graduated. That restriction was working until a player named Spencer Hayward sued the NBA in 1971. Finally, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the rule in 1971. Soon enough, Moses Malone entered the league in 1974. Malone became that kid who skipped college and headed to the pros. He drove the Houston Rockets and then the Philadelphia 76ers to NBA titles. Thanks to that risky step, he is the top 50 basketball players of all time. The story continued with high schoolers Daryl Dawkins and Bill Willoughby. Star players that lack maturity on and off the court show they may have benefited from a bit more progress before their pro careers. The league became home to such 18-year-old NBA rookies as Kevin Garnett in 1995, Tracy McGrady in 1996, Amari Stoudemire in 2002, LeBron James in 2003, Dwight Howard in 2004, and Andrew Bynum in 2005. In the same year, Amir Johnson became the 40th player to get drafted into the NBA without playing in college. Then it all changed. Ex-NBA Commissioner David Stern successfully lobbied for a specification in the league's 1995 collective bargaining agreement, known as Article X. It limited draft qualification to players who were at least 19 years old and declared that an NBA season had to elapse regarding their graduation from high school. The new rule was designed to give all players a chance to experience college basketball. Following their logic, the league would become more professional and emphasize higher quality performances by players who were more physically grown and had built up a fan base during collegiate play. The NBA hoped this change would also cut down on the scouting that it was then doing in high school and middle school gyms. Did it work? It's inevitable that some players who may have been forced to make the leap instead gained much needed experience and college education that enabled them to handle professional sports' physical and emotional demands. As collegiate student athletes, players attend classes, which can give them career options later. But it also created many one-and-done players, the players who spend 1 year in college and then seek to get drafted into the NBA. For instance, D'Angelo Russell, who left Ohio State to play with the LA Lakers, or Ben Simmons, who left Louisiana State and joined the Philadelphia 76ers. You might also remember Andrew Wiggins, who transferred from the University of Kansas to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Jabari Parker, who left Duke for the Milwaukee Bucks. This arrangement lets universities capitalize on these incredible athletes. They developed a strong and loyal collegiate fan base before going pro. Obviously, that fan base buys jerseys and clamors for television access to those stars, creating big cash. College teams hunting for single-season success have been rolling around one-and-done players. They can even win championships, teams like Kentucky and Duke. They each had 3 one-and-done players when they won titles in 2012 and 2015 each. So, will the youngsters skip college soon? In 2019, the NBA proposed lowering the minimum age for playing professional basketball from 19 to 18. That's logical since the difference between 18 and 19 is not significant enough to reduce career potential. Injuries are an all-too-real chance for top collegiate players who put their bodies and potential livelihoods on the line while getting no financial security. 2 years later, we haven't advanced any further. Education is bad? Meanwhile, the NBA's G League, an official minor league, is also offering $125,000 contracts, plus healthcare and employment benefits, to recruits who are at least 18 years old. To compare, the vast majority of NBA players ask for a minimum of $1 million or more. Possible changes will satisfy opponents of the NBA rule that requires NBA draftees to be 19 and a year out of high school. Critics of the law refer to Haywood, who has decried the law as very racist. Haywood also stated the rule as a tinge of slavery. It forces potential college Division I basketball players to literally play for free in college while at the same time producing wealth for college sports. Although people of color represent only about 13% of the US population, these basketball players outnumber their white equivalents by a ratio of more than 2 to 1. However, the less obvious is the impact of allowing players to forego education when their professional presence does not match their dream. Not everyone who got in the NBA will win a championship. Some may not even play a single game. There is a benefit to student-athletes' education, whether it is appreciated at the time or not. Education can be significant to the development of a student, not as an athlete but as a person in general. One of the clearest examples is Greg Oden, whose place in history is both a cautionary tale and a motivation. In 2005, Oden was a 7-foot star considering a stopover in college or a leap straight to the pros. The NBA decided for him in his senior year of high school when it released the rule that makes players contribute at least a year in college. He came to Ohio State University for a spectacular freshman season that helped lead the Buckeyes to the Final Four. The last 2 games were decisive on who will go on to play for the National Collegiate Athletic Association's Division I championship. Oden was a #1 pick by Portland Trail Blazers in 2007, but Oden's bright future was filled with surgeries and knee braces, not championships and rings. The Blazers discharged him in 2012. Searching for any future opportunity, he came to his past. He enrolled back to Ohio State since the university promises all former student athletes the chance to return and finish their degree when they are ready. Luckily, Oden graduated from the university with a bachelor's degree in the sports industry in 2019. So at this point, it becomes evident that the NBA college requirement has both pros and cons. Athletes should be capable of making their own decisions and control their own likeness. For some, college is always a risk with relatively little reward. One freak injury can end a career, and they aren't paid so much as a monthly stipend for their job. Rookie contracts are often created to minimize risk for teams, which hurts athlete earning power. College can double the amount of time spent between high school and that lucrative second contract. But there's another side of the medal. Coming out of high school, most athletes maintain neither the maturity nor the physical tools needed to play at a high level professionally. Collegiate level championships solve that problem, qualifying players for the pros while establishing a work ethic and ideally keeping them out of trouble. It improves the overall quality of gameplay and their chances to succeed long term. But what do you think about the NBA college requirement? Should it be canceled once for all? Or should we stick with it so immature players get a second chance in their life after their unsuccessful career finishes? And how do you like our video? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss an upload, and you can enjoy the excellent content we send your way.